the one and only Jamie King is here at the studio, and he's fine-tuning, and I'm having a bad hair day. This is going to make me self-conscious. Anyway, he's kind of fine-tuning and tweaking up the drum set to make it, you know, to where I'd normally like to record. And he knows more about that. The man's been mastering my albums for like the last 10 albums, and even before that with a couple bands I was in. So he's pretty much making his drum set to where I can play like the grown-ups. He's a grown-up. By the way, you said that is Kevlar. So
yeah.
we are going to attach that to Jamie and shoot him. And
we're going to test. We're going to see see if Remo's advertising properly.
And we'll let Remo know how it turns out.
The Remo Phalam or Phalam, I don't know exactly how you pronounce it. But this will give you the protection you need to keep the plastic part. The friction will actually melt this plastic and put a hole in your...
Well, damn, we don't want that.
Yeah, I've had it happen before.
Right, so what we did here is we changed this head out. Jamie, go ahead and tell like what kind of head and all that shit.
Yeah, I wanted to hear the Power Stroke 77 on the snare just to see. These are the pinstripes have a great sound, but they're thicker, you know, more fat type of wet sound or whatever, classic kind of sound. I'm thinking for, you know, what Peredy normally does or whatever, the good crack might be good for that. You know, it's good pop and crack.
Okay. And what's the main difference between that, like as just like a simple definition between that and the one I had on there?
You mean like the difference between the actual physical head?
Yeah, like just like the physical elements of it.
It's similar. Obviously, you can see this one's coated, so that gives a little bit of dampening or whatever, and obviously the ability to use brushes if you want to do anything kind of jazzy. This one actually has a reinforcement dot, which is going to give you some extra durability. The pinstripe is super durable anyway. They actually have 2 plies, as well as this has 2 plies, but the pinstripe plies, I believe, are a little thicker. So you get more of a, you know, I guess more of a thuddy type of tag. This you'll get a little more high pitched, like crack type of tag.
There we go. So what we got is Jamie is doing something with this drum. I don't even know which drum he's. Oh, he's got the 13.
Yeah, this is the 13.
The 12.
Yeah.
The 12. Yeah, one of them.
So I've done the 16 and 14 already, but it's all similar practice with the toms. Basically, what I tend to do is for most rock and metal I like the lowest purely resonant tom tone you can get. And what I'm doing is, like I said, these heads were already seated and stuff. So, but basically, I'm starting from just, you know, barely finger tight all around. And I've got this old the Neary drum torque. I've had it since I was like 18 years old. They have a lot of different devices now. They have the, you know, and I know Evans makes a click key that does a similar thing, and obviously you have the Tune Bot, which is a clip-on drum tuner. But in essence, what you want to do is you want to get the pitch all around at each lug point. You want to get that pretty even for maximum resonance and tone. And this kind of helps. You know, I'm using the lowest setting here. I just go around the whole drum. Usually kind of want to do like an X, especially if you're putting a fresh head on and you haven't seated the head yet. We do kind of like a, you know, a cross pattern.
Okay, so that's what the next thing I was going to ask is there's been drummers that have been back and forth that have said, no, just go around and keep tapping till it is there an actual truth, or, well, let's use the word science to this, to like doing that, going, you know, cross
Well,
pattern.
the reason I do that is to keep tension even. Like I said, this head's already been on, and obviously I'm assuming from the factory. So it's already been seated, stretched in decently, and pretty even around, so I didn't necessarily have to do that. But at first you want to keep tensions even. You want like finger tight all around, and then go across from one another just to keep the tensions even. Like here I'm putting a little bit of torque on the this one. I want to go across, put a little bit of torque. And what that does is keeps it even, the tension across even. Because if you do it like clockwise or counterclockwise, what you're going to have is you're going to have a head that's really stretched more so on the other. You'll get like kind of a lopsided tension around. You want to keep the tension on the drum pretty even all the way around.
I know that a lot of times it's going to be kind of hard to do with the camera, but if this camera was your eyes, whoever's watching this right now, and you had it kind of like this angle with a light that has a reflective, like you can see in this video, you could actually see some ripples if you look good enough, and that could help you guide you as well. But that's not going to tune it.
Yeah, ideally you don't want to see any strong ripples.
Right. And you said that tool you use is what again? I've never seen one of those.
I don't even know if they make them anymore, but it's a company called Neary Drum Torque. But yeah, this works real well for me. I've just been using it for many years. Like I said, there's other stuff on the market that works great. I do have at home. I have the Tune Bot, which will actually, it'll give you a number reading. I think, or actual hertz reading of the pitch. What I want to do is get an even pitch. Like you'll mute the center drum, just lightly put your hand down. You can tap at each lug, and you can hear the pitch.
Yeah.
And since I use this, and the head was seated nice and evenly, the tension's even, I'm getting a pretty consistent pitch all the way around. That's ideally what you want for maximum resonance. I've already done this drum. And like I said, I normally start with the lowest purely resonant pitch. I mean, there's tons of different drum tunings you can use. Some people like, particularly for certain styles of metal or really big, fat, deep classic rock, they'll tune the drum all the way down where it's almost flappy sounding.
Right.
And you can't really hear that so much in the mix, but I like to come up just to where you get a pure resonant, I want to say stereotypical or textbook tom sound, where there's no buzz, but it's still nice and deep.
Yeah, I've never got into that whole flappy, as you put it. Now, see, that right there is the sound you want if you're going into battle.
Yeah.
All right, and just in case anybody asks, if you notice to his right and to the left of the screen, there's a drill, and that's in case there's any snowflakes, we can tighten their bolts in the neck,
Yeah, this is North Carolina, so we do our head changes NASCAR. No time for we got to hurry up.
Drum heads, NASCAR. Make your mashed potatoes.
No, but it's really great. It'll help you take off your heads. This Evans makes this drum bit or whatever that. I'm sure there's others out there, but you can take the head and change your head really quick without having to. Anybody who's changed heads knows that these things are the threading or whatever. It takes a minute to get the heads off manually. So.
Right. And no, those scissors are not. Nobody's getting a haircut.
Yeah.
And by the way, anybody watching this, if anybody complains about the mess around my desk and studio, I'm going to just smack the shit out of you. So leave your name and address so I can find you and just smack the crap out of you, because I don't really care. I'll clean it up when I want to. More cowbell, baby! Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, what we got now is Jamie has tweaked this thing out to, like I said, grown up. And we're going to let him jam, and I'm going to try to get back here. I hope the phone doesn't, it's not sounding too damn distorted on the phone, but we're going to get it anyway.
Phone audio sounds really good on this. I guess I started with a kick drum. You already had it sounding good. It was just tuned higher than what I would do. But for the metal sound, for extra impact, I did the whole Kevlar beater pad or beater protector or whatever. It keeps the beaters from actually burning through the plastic, so we can use the hard side as opposed to the felt side. I did that. Then the snare, we switched out the head. We went with the pretty industry standard now, Power Stroke 77. It's 2-ply reinforcement dot ring. Threw some moon gels on there just for a really no ring type of sound. Pretty standard there too. Toms were in good shape already, but I just went lower with them, just the lowest purely resonant tuning on the drums. We have this gel type of dampeners on these. I didn't have enough, so we just used I actually used some high density weather stripping that you can get from a home improvement store or something like that, or Walmart even. It does a similar thing to the gels. So I put those on the toms here. That's basically it. This snare was pretty much the way you had it. We just I added another piece of moon gel to get a little bit of overtone ring out of it. Some people love the ring, some people don't. It just depends on what you like, really.
So what I want to know is, how did you tune the wood block?
Oh yeah, that right there, you have to get some sandpaper and a lathe to tune that. So I didn't bring my lathe, so yeah, that's what it was. The cowbell, it depends on the type of cow that it's made. So if it's Angus, With Angus and Longhorn, you're going to get kind of a different tone.
All right, so you guys watching this, now you know why I have the wit that I got, because we're pretty much in the same generation of the chaos that we've come from. So once again, this is Jamie King, as you guys have heard me talk about all the time. Make sure you check out jamiekinaudio.com, and definitely hit him up for mastering or recording and or both. And you can hire him for $2,000 a minute. No, I'm just kidding.
You
but
can.
Yeah, I mean, you can. It's not his prices, but you can pay him that. But definitely check him out. All right, Jamie, thank you.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
So let's dive in and see how this thing sounds. In case anybody's curious, all my cymbals are Zildjian. I like this S series for hi-hats. Over here on my secondary one, I have the I series. I'm not as fond of the I series as I am the S series, but it does have a nice sound. Then, of course, I got the Bell and Mini Splash. This is my my trash stack. And then there's the S medium thin ride, the medium thin crash, China boy. The medium ride, and then the A custom Zildjian sweet ride. Also the drum head, and as well as these drum dampeners I have on here. These are custom made and provided by and created by, printed by Ace High Printing. There's also the dots that you can have. I have them on the bottom heads on there. I have these dampeners on the top and bottom. You can get these custom made by acehighprint.com. They work freaking fantastic. I mean, they're just absolutely awesome. Double bracket maybe, and of course there's you know, I honestly don't remember what those things are called right there. Those brackets that hold the like several different things, couple different things to get on, like over here to grab the both the cymbal, a tom, and the tambourine. That piece right there, whatever that's called, I don't know. Every single piece on this, all the hardware is Pearl, for the exception of the chair back there. Okay, and all these stands that come off to hold the cymbals and the crash are made by Pearl. And there's also several Pearl triple-sided quick-release clamps to go around the kit to hold several different things, of course. And there's several Pearl OptiMount suspension mounts. Those are what's connected to the tom arms. And actually, for this snare, had to put on a couple lugs. Those are authentic Pearl lugs to get it to fit the OptiMount. Double bass drum pedal is the Pearl Redline Eliminator, as well as the hi-hat stand is a Pearl Redline Eliminator series. Most of these heads are the pinstripe clear heads. For the chair, we have 9608 MB Moto Style drum throne with bracket by Gibraltar. For the hi-hat stand on the top, we have the Pearl Eliminator Redline Rapid Lock hi-hat drop clutch. Two Pearl CHL70 mini hi-hat closed hi-hat holders to go on the rack. And of course, this rack is Pearl as well. Just decorated it with, you know, skulls and stuff. All these tom holders are the Pearl 900 series tom holder with unilock tilter. Got one on there, 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 and there. Oops, and there, and there. And of course, bass drum. And then there is a Pearl tambourine, the Pearl cowbell, and a Pearl woodblock. 8, 10, 12, 13, and then the 14 and the 16. That's the other snare. First we got the 5.5 inch snare, and also a 6.5 inch snare. Alright, so what we're going to do now is make this review of the Pearl Studio Session Select Drum Set Crimson Burst Series. alone are just absolutely magnificent. I mean, they've got the correct amount of density and absorption for this guy. You know, you're anywhere from your heavy, your hard rock to your extreme death metal. So I'm trying to leave a little bit of gaps in between so you can hear how the resonance carries out. Okay, so I want to apologize for not being able to get this other floor tom in the video. This drum set is kind of back against the wall, so I don't really have the ability to move it back any further to get a better shot. But just to give you guys a good sound on this, and another apology, I couldn't plug it into the board yet. I didn't have enough cables, but maybe in the near future I'll do another one with some sound. I know that it was asked that the review is done with the least amount of cymbals possible to review the drums themselves, so I'll try to stick to that. But I can't promise I won't hit one here and there just out of habit. But for the kick drum, just a basic sound. It's got a good punchy, you know, hit for basically for heavy metal, which is what I do. And the eliminator pedal, it's got good action, great action. I'm not really hitting it too hard because I don't know if the phone is going to be. I'm recording this on a phone. I don't know if it's going to get distorted or not, but the action is snappy. I mean, it's fast. As far as the snare, it's got a great pop to it. Both snares do. Of course, it got different sounds. One's an inch different, and it's got different heads on it. And of course, the dampeners that are on the heads are slightly different. This one's got the gel on the top, and then I've got the gel and the ones from A-side print on the top and the bottom on this one. But that way, when I'm doing something, I'm getting a different snare hit for each one. So on and so forth. Each of these toms, great resonance. Thanks to Jamie King, we were able to reduce a lot of the resonant sound, so it's not so bong bong, which is a pain when you're recording because you got to clip that out every time. So, and as you can see, it does have a little bit of resonance, but I think it's a perfect amount, especially for the rock and metal that I play. I think it sounds great. The combination, the resonance is done so well, and again, thanks to Jamie King, that it doesn't bleed in too bad to where you can't tell. It can be separated very easily, is what I'm trying to say when you're recording. I think this 8-inch tom, it's more for fun than anything, to be honest. There's not a whole lot of songs that I use these kind of toms in. But, if you're doing like a wipeout, kind of thing, you could do that. But sometimes it's just kind of an auxiliary kind of thing, like a second snare. And of course the rim shot I did that on purpose, not really. And then everything blends very well, and as you can tell, the kick drum it's punchy. It punches right through. So it's kind of difficult for me to do something without hitting a cymbal, but let's see what I can give you for a double bass on this. Of course, this is great for you can even use this drum set would even be great for jazz. Of course, I think the Pearl Export might be a little bit more apt for like jazz or funk or something like that, or even light rock. But this is great for rock, anywhere from rock to your extreme metal. Hopefully that gave you a good idea on what this drum set could do. I highly recommend this Pearl Session Studio Select. Again, this one is the Antique Crimson Burst series. Check out all the different series that come in different colors. Yeah, rock your ass out with this. Excellent, excellent, excellent rock set. See ya!